Alright, we've taken a look at some of the selection tools. The elliptical selection, the rectangular marquee tool, they work the same. We touched a little bit on the polygon lasso tool, so let's talk about more about the polygon lasso. I'm going to grab the regular lasso. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit on this image. And if I want to silhouette this bag of peanuts. So if I click and just drag along, now everybody knows that the mouse is the best selection, draw, creation tool that was ever created, correct? The mouse sucks for this kind of thing. I've actually gotten pretty good at it, and actually right now I'm using the trackpad on the laptop, which I'm actually not too bad at. This is not going to be a great selection, but that's okay. So look at that. I've made a selection. It's not the greatest. The regular lasso tool is just like a freehand draw tool. If you have a mouse or a pen with a tablet, you just draw with it. So yeah, it works, but is it the greatest? No. So I'm going to deselect that, and I'm going to go in here and I'm going to grab the polygon lasso tool. The polygon lasso tool is kind of like connect the dots. If I click and then move to the next spot, and click and move to the next spot, click, move to the next spot, works a little bit nicer on clean, hard-edged objects. It works pretty good. So I'm just going to go click, 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 and we can work our way around the object. And again, this is better than the regular lasso tool, but it's still not that great. So I'm going to finish this up, and you can see that there's a ton of imperfections going on here, and we just gotta, then we'll have to go and clean it up. So we want to do these things easier, so I'm going to deselect that. If we look, there's a third lasso tool, which the magnetic lasso, looks like the polygon tool with a little magnet on it. If we click anywhere near the edge of this item and just drag along, see the circle? It's like a brush. If we drag that along the edge of our image, look at what's happening here. It's magnetically snapping to the edge of our image. It's much, much better than either one of the first two lasso tools. We're going to come in here and we're going to go all the way around until we're done. Look at that selection. Much better. The best selection we've had so far. There are some problems. If I grab the zoom tool and zoom in a little bit, you can see we're missing a little bit here. A little bit in here is not, but this is so much better than the first two lasso tools, and it's going to take a lot less time to clean up. Is this a great way to do it? This is definitely a good way to do things, but here's what's happening. This image of the peanuts is a image on a white background. Okay, it was shot like this, or it's already been silhouetted. It's an image, it's JPEG, and that's great. But if you have lots of imagery going on in the background, sky, grass, water, and you got to silhouette something out, the magnetic lasso, if you can tell when we're on it, let's go to it again. See the brush? The X in the center is your actual lasso or your selection. The area around the outside the circle and the inside the circle says, oh, look at the difference between the areas that I'm drawing across, and find the contrast, and then magnetize the selection to those the hardest line of contrast. So it's reading the white background and it's reading the image, and it understands when I draw along it to do that. This is all great and dandy, and it works so much better, but when you have a lot of things going on in the background, might not be the best choice. So we're going to go to one more thing. I'm going to deselect, and let's come over here to the magic wand. The magic wand tool is the next tool underneath that, and you're going to try, what it's going to do is it's going to say, let's select up here sample size, 31 by 31 average at a 32% tolerance. So if I click in the white background, look what happens. it goes out and selects all that white background. So the tolerance right here says whatever pixel I click on, it's going to take 16 pixels darker and 16 pixels lighter and go out and grab them all continuously until it runs into a wall. So if you can see here, it did a very nice selection of the white background, and I'm just going to go to select, I'm going to go to inverse, and it's going to reverse the selection. So now we only have the peanuts and the bag of peanuts, and we've made a very good selection. Now, again with the magnetic like the magnetic lasso, the magic wand, or what a lot of graphic designers or Photoshop artists refer to it as the tragic wand, because when you click on a background, you might have a sky, and it says, oh, again, I'm going to select 16 pixels lighter, darker. You can change this tolerance, but it goes out and only selects as much as it finds in that tolerance level. So if you've got a lot of things going on in the background, doesn't work the same. You can see obviously the white background, easy, right? So these selection tools work great in certain cases, and in certain cases they do not. But you need to see which one you like to use better. Stick with it, have fun, enjoy.